the number 2 tight end spot. This is
Who's
interesting
that?
to me because it's been Dwelly for a while. Last year it became Charlie Warner, but this offseason he had core muscle surgery, which is very serious. And I haven't seen him one day. So I don't know what's up with him. I wouldn't necessarily expect that he might be on PUP to start the season or the whole freaking who knows. Also, I don't know how they're going to use Kittle anymore. He's getting older. Do they want to save him for the postseason? Are they going to manage his snaps? Is he going to get 150 targets? I don't know. Sleeper, Jordan Matthews.
Yeah,
he's been working to try to transition from wide receiver to tight end for years. I don't know if he can block, but he can catch, and he's making big plays every day. Jordan Matthews, sleeper.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like tight ends that are more like, receiver heavies, like Travis Kelce. Like those are the type of tight ends I like more than just a blocking tight end, because you could put an extra lineman on the field to do that for you if that's what you really want to do. Having Jordan Matthews transition from receiver to tight end is super exciting because he's going to be able to run routes. He's got speed. He's got hands. I like that. And, if you add, Ross Dwelly in there, there's a bigger guy. So if those are your 3 tight ends, it's a strong group. And, from what I've seen, George Matthews, he's definitely he could possibly be more explosive than Kittle on certain routes. So it's exciting to hear. Hopefully that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'd keep him as a number 3 tight end, but if they keep 4 tight ends, I think they might keep him. It just seems like 2 years ago they had Jordan Reed on the team. Remember Jordan Reed?
Yeah.
He was kind of washed. It was his last year, and he was still a good receiver. He caught a bunch of passes that year, but he was not a blocker. Like they'd put him on the line sometimes, but he wouldn't even pretend. So if they were cool with him,
yeah,
I couldn't imagine that he was that much better of a blocker than Jordan Matthews. I think Jordan Matthews might actually try. I didn't see Jordan Reed try. Sorry, Jordan, if you're watching, but I don't forget 2 years ago, I didn't like your effort on those. Sorry, Jordan Matthews.
I got another question, not a tight end question, but I got another question for you. It's
all right.
Can you tell me about the receivers? I know Ayuk's doing okay, doing his thing, but like, is there anyone else jumping out at you? I know we got Debo, got Ayuk. I'm a little concerned about the wide receiver positions. That's why I'm asking. If one of those 2 guys goes down, who's your next option?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like Debo and Ayuk are a terrific starting tandem, and I think Juwan Jennings is a good, maybe that's strong, but a good number 3 wide receiver, a solid number 3 wide receiver. He's not a number 2.
He's a slot possession receiver. Yeah.
And he's been a number 2 all offseason because Debo's not there. So that's the thing. I don't think they're not built. They don't have depth at wide receiver. They want to have depth. They brought in Danny Gray and Ray Ray. Those guys, Ray Ray's a good number 4 wide receiver. Danny Gray right now looks like, I don't know what, like a rookie that got drafted, like not a contributor yet. Yeah. So they need Debo and Ayuk and Juwan Jennings to be healthy because they're all good in their roles.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm hoping that we can get rid of Jimmy and we could add a free agent receiver or something, because I'm concerned about that position. I think between the interior offensive line, the receivers, and Trey Lance, those are the 3 positions where I have the biggest questions heading into this season. I think Trey Lance will be fine. The offensive line, I think they'll be okay. But if we lose a receiver, particular Ayuk or Debo, that concerns me quite a bit. So I'm hoping we can add a free agent receiver, or that one of these younger guys steps up. Have you seen anything from Tay Martin?
No. I haven't seen him catch one pass.
Okay.
Now, again, when the pads go on, they'll do one-on-ones. He'll get up. I'll be able to look at him directly. Right now, I'm like, well, if you didn't catch a pass in 11-on-11s, I didn't see it. But he might have been open. So there'll be another moment of truth for him. You can't just judge undrafted rookies by whether or not they're getting balls in team drills because maybe they didn't get the call, the play call. So haven't seen anything yet. I wouldn't write him off yet, but I couldn't tell you. I know his number is 83. I'm looking. I'm waiting.
Yeah, he's a big body, so
he is.
He is. It'd be nice if he would, make an impact.
There's a lot of time. I like the one-on-one drills. I know it's not real football, but it's a moment of truth. You and another professional player. Who comes out on top? It's fun to watch. I like it.
Well, this is my 3rd basketball coaching reference for the day. I apologize to everybody watching, but we do one-on-one drills in practice, and it's one of the most revealing drills that you can do. And I think the exact same thing for football. When are the one-on-one drills supposed to happen?
Well, I mean, as soon as the pads go on, really, like usually the way they do is they'll be 7-on-7s. Well, not even. They could do 7-on-7s with the offensive lineman and defensive lineman doing one-on-ones on the other field, or they could have the entire team doing one-on-ones at once. So they'll have the quarterbacks split up. Although I don't know if they have enough quarterbacks to pull that off this year, but they could have wide receivers and corners against each other on one field, O-line, D-line on another field, and then linebackers and safeties against running backs and tight ends on a third field, which sucks because as a journalist, you got to pick one.
Yeah.
Or maybe pick one and keep your eyes peeled for another, but it's hard. You can't really see everything. So I usually go to the one where people hit each other. It's human nature. You know what I mean? They're hitting each other over here and they're 300 pounds. Like I can't not watch that.
Yeah. 3 cameras. That's what
it's. Yeah, I wish. It's the most violent part of camp. So in a sense, it's the most revealing. Although those wide receiver cornerback stuff, like, is very important. The fact that AJ Jenkins could never win, that's all you needed to know. There's no way you're going to win in a football game if you can't beat undrafted rookie free agent corner in a one-on-one drill, man. Come on.
Yeah. Put everybody one-on-one with everybody, and you can just look at it, track the numbers, and it reveals everything. Honestly.
Yeah, it does. Khalil says, I think we see more picks by Trey now because Kyle is telling him to try things and to get a feeling for passes that he might not throw in a game. I'm starting to get a feeling that Kyle is the kind of coach who's like, hey, here's the call. Here's going to be the coverage. I want you to go here. Here's the call. 85% is going to be covered 3. I want you to go here. And that's why you see Jimmy, Mullins, Hoyer, Beathard, now Trey forcing these passes. You're like, dude, what were you looking? How did you not see that? Well, maybe it was like Kyle was like, you're dead to me if you don't throw this ball.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he's telling him exactly where to pass. I mean, that's kind of fits the bill.
Yeah, man. Because sometimes, like, Jimmy would do something. I was like, dude, are you blind? How did you not see that? But then Trey's done that 3 days in a row, and I'm like, wait a second. This is what is the common denominator here? And again, if you look at Kyle's record, go to coaching record. Kyle Shanahan, look at his offense's interception percentage. It might just be a side effect. You know, like the Kyle Shanahan offense, if it's a commercial, it's like, oh, big plays. Do you need big plays in your life? Do you want points? Great. We have the offense for you. Side effects include lots of interceptions, game-crippling turnovers. It's like, that might just be, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It looks good. It looks good on Sports Center. It gets people paid. But,
you know what I want to see from Kyle, man, more than anything? This is another subject. I apologize if I'm taking too much time here today, but Kyle Shanahan, I need to see a top-notch offense. We haven't seen a top-notch offense from Kyle Shanahan since he was the coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
That's right.
So, like, we need to see that this year. That's important for me.
It's true. I mean, he's really been surviving based on defense.
Yeah. The offensive genius is just surviving based on defense. And it sounds like the defense is stronger this year so far. So I'm curious.
You said, like, you'd like to see them bring in another wide receiver. Dude, they signed a guy and drafted a guy. And when I say they, Kyle did. Ray and Danny Gray. Those are his guys. And so far, I'm like, I mean, cool backups. Definitely solid backups. But what if someone gets hurt? You can't have Ray start. You can't have Jawan. Now, Jawan would start. But he runs like a 4.7. It's not a starting wide receiver. That's a nice part-time player in rotation.
Would you sign OBJ?
No.
No.
No. This team runs the ball so much. He would not want it. He would hate it. He would freaking hate it on this team, I would think.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I like what you're thinking.
Yeah.
There got to be another option.
Isn't there like T.Y. Hilton? Isn't he out there?
I like T.Y.
Yeah, I think he's available if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
T.Y. was great with Andrew Luck. I liked him. Can he still run? Yeah. Is he always hurt? I don't know. Where's the shot?
I don't know.
They had Tavon Austin at camp last year. Why not T.Y. Hilton?
Right. Give it a shot.
Lucky Louise says, is it true the Chargers laughed at Jimmy last year? That is true. Jimmy was on it. Now maybe the Vikings will laugh at Trey this year, but Jimmy was on an interception bender last offseason, and he took that down to Costa Mesa, started throwing picks in the end zone, and there was he threw one right in front of their bench, and they all just started laughing. And I remember hearing some players being like, man, they're paying those boys too much in San Francisco.
Right. Yeah.
I think like when a player intercepts a guy making $120 million, they're like, man, give me that check.
Right. Give me a tenth of that.
Give me some of that. Who is this guy?
Right.
Press conference pro says, what's the name of the reporter who thought Elijah? I'm not saying. It could happen to anybody. And I wasn't there for it. I left to film my practice report, but damn. That guy must be having a bad day. That's right. Yeah. But it happens. One time, my first year on the beat, I asked Greg Roman a question about Darren Sproles thinking the Niners were facing the Saints that week and they were facing the Ravens. So he answered the question like, yeah. And he was like, what is this guy talking about? And that was mortifying. So
yeah, it happens. You know,
it happens.
Reporters make mistakes, just like quarterbacks sometimes throw interceptions. And I think it's another thing, Grant, I think it's really important to reiterate that Jimmy Garoppolo threw 5 consecutive interceptions in training camp. So people can relax about Trey Lance throwing a couple here and there. I just think it's really important to reiterate that to everybody.
Yeah, and I want to also reiterate the picks are coming on the throws over the middle. 2 to safeties, 1 to a linebacker. These are the Jimmy throws. The 15-yard in route, that's Jimmy's best throw. It's a big part of their offense. They got to know if Trey can do it. It's definitely not his strength right now. And he's improving at it. He sticks it sometimes. If he continues to struggle, they won't call it as much until he improves. So it's definitely something that they're determining whether they can use.
Yeah.
Because, again, he can throw the hell out of the sideline stuff.
Yeah.
Really rough.
How much time do you think the first unit's going to play in his first preseason game? Less than 2 weeks from now.
None. I wouldn't be surprised if these starters don't play hardly at all. He was going on and on about it. They have like 3 games in 12 days. He's pissed. But then also, after that 3rd preseason game, apparently they have 17 days between that and week 1. So what I'm thinking is they're not really going to install the Trey Lance offense in front of the media. They're just going to install the basic stuff, and then they'll have 17 days to put in all the specific stuff that they don't want us to see. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle's known for being vanilla during the preseason anyway, so it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see anything.
True, and it wouldn't surprise me if week 1 we see a bunch of stuff that I didn't report on or see in camp. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I don't want to get too I don't want to reveal too much, but yesterday I saw them before they do 11-on-11s, they'll practice different things, install different things. They were working a lot of pistol. Now they haven't done any pistol in 11-on-11s, but we know that's in the offense. Jimmy would line up in the pistol. There was the whole RG3 era. That's going to be here. They haven't shown it yet. They've practiced it, but they haven't shown it in 11-on-11. So get used to, get ready to see things you haven't seen in a while. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This should be the most exciting season, whether they do good or not. Seeing Trey Lance out there and not Jimmy is going to be nice for me personally.
So I wasn't at the press conference. Jawan didn't know what rapport means. Look, fair enough. Rapport is a terrible word. It's a French word. And it's one of these words that people only use in freaking football. Like, you never talk about your rapport with someone. It's like a relationship but in football, it's a rapport. I don't know what the hell a rapport is. Can you spell it? Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, just say relationship.
Yeah, I think it's a dumb word. So I don't fault Jawan. Yeah. You don't have to know dumb words. It's a dumb word. Dumb word.